Hello, my name's Liz Pichon and I write and draw all the Tom Gates books, every single one of them, all 18. Can you believe there's 18 books? Well, I've written all 18 over the last 10 years, and this year is a very special year because we are celebrating 10 years since the very first book came out, which was in 2011. I've got a new book out called Tom Gates' 10 Tremendous Tales, which is out in February. So I'm going to read to you a little bit of every single book I have written. And right now, this is the book I'm going to be reading from. It's called Tom Gates' Yes, No, Maybe. You know, trying to make a decision, as you do. And I thought I'd read you the beginning part of the book. It features the miniature packets of cereals. And I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I probably still eat them now. I loved the mini packets of cereals. You'd always try and get the nice ones first. Like, nobody ever really wanted the cornflakes. You'd always want, like, you know, the chocolate cereal. And I think some things don't ever change. Like, my kids were exactly the same. They always loved the mini packets of cereals. So I thought I'd put them in the book. Here we go. Usually I'm very good at making up my mind, especially when it comes to food. But this morning it's been a bit tricky, mostly because Granny Mavis popped round yesterday with a few bits and pieces, including a mini selection pack of breakfast cereals, which are my favourites. Thanks, Granny. She bought other stuff as well that didn't look quite so nice, like 2 packets of seaweed and wood flavoured crisps and a jar of something odd that came with syrup. Buy one, get one free. I keep forgetting that crisps just get stuck in your granddad's teeth, Granny told me, like I wanted to know. So I thought you might like them, Tom, she said, passing them to me. I tried really hard not to pull a disgusting kind of face. Instead, I told Granny that she should really give them to Delia. She loves that flavour. Granny said that I was a very thoughtful brother and agreed, which was a result, because now it's official. The cereal is mine and Delia gets the crisps, and Mum and Dad can have the syrupy stuff. I hid the cereal right at the back of the cupboard to make sure no one else helped themselves before me. So this morning I'm downstairs, nice and early, looking at all the different cereal packets, but I can't make up my mind which one I want to have first. I take off the cellophane wrapper and build a tower of cereal while I have a think. Finally, I decide on the Cocoa Loops. I'm just about to take them when suddenly Delia appears out of nowhere and snatches my cereal. Huh? Don't mind if I do. Here we are. She pinches the cereal. You know how annoying that is when you're just trying to make a decision about something, and somebody comes in and pinches it. That's mine! Give it back, I shout. Who says? Delia wants to know, while she opens the cereal. Granny brought them from me. She said I could have them. You have 5 packets left, Tom. I'm eating this one. No, you can't, I say, panicking. Yes, I can. Watch me. Delia starts pouring the milk onto her cereal. Then she holds up the bowl really high so I can't reach it. This is my breakfast and there's nothing you can do about it. Only she's wrong. There is something I can do. I charge around the whole kitchen and grab every single spoon I can find from everywhere. Wooden spoons, teaspoons, big spoons, the lot. I shove them all in a plastic bag and hold on to them tightly. Delia is watching me. Is this really happening? She sighs. There's one last spoon right next to the sink and we both have seen it. Delia makes a dash, but I get there first and with an expert floor slide and swipe motion. Oh yes, the spoon is mine, I say, and shove it in the bag. Give me the spoon, Tom. Delia is getting cross. Give me my cereal, I say. It's a fair swap. Then, just to be on the safe side, I do another quick whiz round the kitchen and take all the forks as well. Okay, that's enough, Delia tells me, trying to sound like Mum. I think she's ready to bargain, so I make a suggestion. I'll give you this box of plain cornflakes if you give me back my Cocoa Loops. They're my favourites. They're my favourites too. Now hand over the spoon, Delia says. But Granny gave you those crisps. I don't tell her what flavour they are. I don't want crisps for breakfast. I want the cereal, Delia says. I'm getting desperate, so I say, oh, just give it back, please. Delia starts walking towards me and I'm not exactly sure what she's going to do. I hold the plastic bag in front of me, then kind of swing it around a bit to stop her from getting any closer. Delia can be sneaky when she wants something. Back away from the spoons and the forks, I tell her, in case she gets any ideas. Delia stops, looks down, and then very slowly opens the drawer and takes out some chopsticks. You forgot about these, she laughs. I watch Delia expertly picks up the cocoa loops one by one with the chopsticks. Oh, I didn't think of that. There's a loud clattering sound as I drop the bag and all the spoons and forks crash, which instantly alerts Mum and Dad to something not very good going on downstairs. You'll be in trouble now, I tell Delia, as she carries on eating my cereal with the chopsticks. She doesn't look that bothered at all. Watching the way Delia is scoffing my cereal, I'm not sure I want it back now. What was that noise? And why is that bag on the floor? Then Dad looks at Delia. Why are you eating cereal with chopsticks? Ask Tom, she says, not looking up. So I explain how Granny Mavis gave me the mini packets of cereal and Delia went and helped herself. Sorry, stole my favourite packet and is eating them right now. I took all the spoons to try and stop her. Oh, and the forks too. Mum says I have to 1. Put all the cutlery back. 2. Choose another cereal to eat or I'll be late for school. Then she tells Delia that from now on she should 1. Stop pinching my cereal, better late than never I suppose, and 2, in future be a lot more mature, which makes her sound a bit like an old piece of cheese. If it will stop you two from arguing, I'll buy another pack of mini cereal, Mum tells us in a slightly irritated voice. I nod and Delia mumbles something in between mouthfuls. But then Mum goes and adds, sometime soon, which is a worry, because whenever she says sometime soon, it usually means not very soon at all, or probably never. Mum tells me again, I promise I'll buy you some more, Tom. I'm not convinced. If only I hadn't taken so long to make up my mind, none of this would have happened. So there you go. It's all the injustices as well. Like you can kind of remember when you were, well, I can remember when I was younger, like if one of your brothers or sisters or somebody pinched something that you really wanted, you were desperate, you'd be like, oh no, don't take my cereal. So that's a little bit from Tom Gates' Yes, No, Maybe. Hope you enjoyed it. There's like 18 more books to read if you haven't you haven't already read any of the Tom Gates books. Bye.